Okay, so you ever just like glance at the clock and it's 11:01
Oh, yeah.
and you're like, huh,
Yeah.
that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then maybe you see it again a couple days later
Uh-huh.
and suddenly it's like you're seeing it everywhere.
Right.
I swear that happened to me with 333 for like a whole month once.
Yeah.
It's almost like the universe has this weird way of like getting our attention with these repeating number sequences.
And you're definitely not alone in feeling like there's something more to it than just coincidence.
Right.
People have been finding meaning in numbers for centuries. It's like this ancient language we've sort of forgotten how to speak, but deep down we still sense its power.
Totally. And lately, a lot of you have been buzzing about seeing 555 everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So we're diving deep into the possible spiritual meanings behind this intriguing number sequence.
Yeah.
We won't get too lost in the weeds of numerology today,
Right.
but get ready for some aha moments
Yeah.
because we're about to uncover why 555 might be showing up in your life right now.
And it's not just about seeing any random number, is it? It's the repetition, that sense of being nudged to pay attention.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a message here just for you.
Like a cosmic telegram slipping through the cracks of everyday life.
Exactly.
So what is it about the number 5 itself that makes it so significant?
Well, in many spiritual traditions, 5 represents the 5 elements: earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. Seeing 555 is like those elements being stirred up within you,
Oh, wow.
creating this powerful energy of transformation and change.
Okay, so change seems to be the recurring theme here.
Okay.
But we're talking about seeing 5 not just once, but 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
It's like the universe is sending a pretty clear signal with this one, right?
You know, exactly. It's like that energy is amplified, intensified.
Yeah.
This isn't just a gentle nudge, it's more like a cosmic wake-up call, urging you to embrace the changes that are unfolding in your life.
So if we are seeing 555, what kind of changes might be on the horizon? What does this actually mean for us in our day-to-day lives?
Right. Well, think about the number 5 as representing the 5 fingers on your hand.
Okay.
Each finger is different, unique, and plays a specific role. Seeing 555 could be a sign that you're being called to step into your full potential, to embrace all aspects of yourself, and create a life that is truly in alignment with who you are at your core.
So not just any change, but change that helps us become the best, most authentic versions of ourselves.
Exactly.
I like that.
And these changes often stem from a need to break free from old patterns, relationships, or beliefs that no longer serve us. For example, I recently read about someone who felt stuck in a rut, completely unhappy in their career, but too afraid to make a change. They started seeing 555 everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And for them, it was the push they needed to finally take a leap of faith.
They took the plunge. What happened?
They quit their job and decided to pursue their lifelong dream of opening a bakery.
Wow.
It was terrifying at first, but ultimately it led to a much more fulfilling and joyful life. They even told me they see 555 in their bakery all the time now, like a reminder of their courage to embrace change.
Wow, that's amazing. So 555 might be showing up for someone at the beginning of a new chapter, like a cosmic high five for stepping outside their comfort zone.
Exactly. It's like the universe saying, you got this. I'm here to support you on this journey.
It's like having this cosmic cheerleader on the sidelines waving those 555 pom-poms
Right.
as we navigate those big life changes.
Yeah.
But speaking of navigating,
Yeah.
are there specific areas where 555 tends to pop up? Like, what if someone is seeing it,
Yeah.
but they're not sure what needs to change?
That's a great question. And you're right, it's not always obvious at first.
Right.
But one area where 555 often shows up is in our relationships.
Ah, relationships.
Yes.
Because those can definitely use a little cosmic guidance sometimes, right?
Exactly. And I'm not just talking about romantic relationships. Those are often a biggie.
Yeah.
555 can also show up in our friendships,
Mhm.
family dynamics, even our relationships with coworkers, or that barista we see every morning.
So it's like a reminder that every interaction is a kind of relationship, even those quick encounters throughout the day.
Right.
But how do we know if the 555 sighting is about a relationship needing to change?
Well, think about it this way. How do those relationships make you feel?
Okay.
Do they energize you,
Okay.
inspire you, make you feel supported and seen for who you truly are?
Right.
Or do they leave you feeling drained, depleted, or like you're constantly compromising your own needs?
Okay, so it's about tuning into that inner guidance system,
Yeah.
that gut feeling that tells us if something feels aligned or out of whack.
Exactly. And sometimes seeing 555 is that little nudge to reevaluate those relationships that aren't quite vibing at the right frequency anymore.
Yeah.
Maybe it's about setting healthier boundaries,
Okay.
having those difficult conversations that need to be had,
Mm.
or even just creating a little more distance if that's what feels best for you.
Okay. So it's not necessarily about ending relationships entirely, but more about shifting them into a space that feels healthier and more authentic.
Precisely. It's about recognizing that sometimes letting go of relationships that no longer serve us creates space for new, more fulfilling ones to enter our lives.
Wow.
It's like making room for those soul-aligned connections that light us up from the inside out.
And that can apply to our careers and passions too, right?
Absolutely.
Like that story you shared earlier about the person who quit their job to open a bakery.
Seeing 555 can be a powerful sign that you're ready to align with your true purpose,
Yeah.
even if it means taking a leap of faith and pursuing a completely different path.
It's like that feeling of finally stepping into who you were always meant to be,
Yeah.
even if it takes a few detours to get there. Right.
Exactly. And sometimes seeing 555 is that gentle reminder that you're not alone on this journey.
Because let's face it, even though change can be exciting,
Yeah.
it can also be pretty darn scary. It's like standing at the edge of a diving board,
Mm.
Knowing you're about to jump into something new and unknown,
Yeah.
it's both exhilarating and terrifying at the same time.
Absolutely. But that's where the magic happens, right?
Yeah.
Just outside our comfort zone, in that space where we're a little bit uncomfortable, that's where we grow and discover who we truly are.
So how can we embrace that magic instead of getting totally overwhelmed by the fear?
Well, remember how we were talking about 555 representing the 5 elements?
Yeah.
Well, think about those elements always in motion, always shifting and changing.
Okay.
Life is a lot like that too.
Right.
It's fluid, it's dynamic, and it's constantly evolving.
Okay, so instead of trying to resist the current, we learn to ride the waves even when they get a little choppy. Easier said than done, right?
For sure. But that's where trust comes in.
Okay.
And I think seeing 555 is also a reminder to trust in something bigger than ourselves, whether you call it the universe, your intuition, or simply the natural flow of life.
Because sometimes it feels like the universe has a better plan than we do, even if we can't see it just yet.
Right.
So instead of stressing about having all the answers, we just need to surrender to the process
Yeah,
and trust that we're being guided in the right direction.
exactly. And that's a practice for sure.
Yeah.
It's not always easy, especially in those moments when everything feels chaotic and uncertain.
Right.
But remember, even in the midst of those big life changes, you always have a choice.
Yeah.
You can choose fear or you can choose trust.
It's like that saying, worrying is like praying for what you don't want.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe instead of worrying about what might go wrong, we can focus on what might go right. Embrace the possibility.
Exactly. And remember, seeing 555 isn't just about passively waiting for change to happen. It's also a call to action.
Wow.
It's an invitation to become a conscious co-creator of your own life.
So it's less about changes coming and more about what changes are you ready to make?
Precisely. It's about aligning your actions with your desires.
Okay.
Taking those inspired steps toward the life you want to create, even if they're just small steps.
Because sometimes even a small step in a new direction can create a ripple effect that leads to incredible transformations, right?
Exactly. It's like that quote by Lao Tzu. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step.
Mm.
And seeing 555 could be that gentle nudge from the universe to take that first step, and then another, trusting that each step will lead you closer to where you're meant to be.
So next time you see 555 or any repeating number sequence that catches your eye,
Yeah.
take a moment to pause and reflect.
Mm-hmm.
What changes might be calling you forward in your own life?
Right.
What old patterns might you need to release in order to create space for something new? Who knows what incredible adventures might be waiting just around the corner?
That's right.
Thanks for diving deep with us today.
Absolutely. It was a pleasure being here.